sometimes, we say, I knew but I don't remember. To a certain extent, it is true. We know, we don't remember. However, if you have forgotten, which means you don't know. Honestly, what I wanted to say is I don't recall, I don't pop up in my head. Jena Shivan Gavos. So if you have forgotten, then it doesn't become part of I know, because you don't know. You have forgotten. Though people in normal, usual society will say, I do know, but I don't remember. I will remember later. But when the mental faculty of remembrance or functioning, then you're not forgotten. You're not forgotten. When you're forgotten, your mental faculty of remembrance is not functioning. When it's not functioning, that principal mind is not sustaining that object properly. So these are the 5 sustaining mental faculties. So each one of them are so important. And particularly this remembrance is the most important point for an individual for uplifting your spiritual development. Your level of your focusing, your level of your understanding, your level of insight is getting better and better is the activity of this particular mental faculty, because if you forgot, then you are not improving, you're going backwards, right? So if you are forgetting your meditation subject, then you are not making any progress, but you are stepping backwards if you are meditating. So this thing is how mind works, right? So it is really an important one. And within this particular mental faculty remembering and through awareness as well as alertness, and both of them has to function well within this. If there is no awareness involved, though it is not that particular mental faculty here, but it functions together. It's also dependent, right? And this particular mental faculty really, I don't know whether I can say it, depend on alertness or awareness, but without which then your remembrance will be losing it. And particularly if you are a spiritual practitioner and your alertness of negativities negativities and the consequences are weakened. If it is weakened, and then it is the beginning of a side door opening for downfalls. Honestly, so it You know this mental faculty called forgetting. Forgetting. This forgettingness doors really opens if they are little sluggish of remembrance. So it is really important. In short, whether it is a stage of development or part of development, those of you who are not familiar when I say stage, I'm talking about if you are in the Buddhist path, there is 10 stages. Stage 1, 2 through 10. And also each stage of those are within the 5 different ways, paths, or 5 different points of a meditative state. So when I say state or path, and I'm talking about very technical inside a Buddhist practice. So in short, all the path as well as the stage and any quality that improving within the individual, whether it is Vajrayana or non-Vajrayana, whatever it may be, anything special development of concentration or meditative equipoise or everything is a total, excuse me, totally depend on the, sorry about that. So this is a very important point. So then, what is it? Shantideva said, it is easy for me to lose everything, even in life, but it's not easy for me to lose mind. And if those of you who like to protect your mind, you do need both the remembrance and alertness. And Shantideva says, even for the sake of life, you should protect that. With the folded hand, I beseech to you to hold that way. That is exactly how Shantideva said. Tempatane shishenda, sola pavya sujiji, dane teta tamujos. So with the folded hand, I beseech you to hold these mental faculties, even more important than your life. So this is, again, how important each one of those 5 mental faculties are. Particularly first 3. How really important. And if you are functioning all these 3 mental faculties, and your mind doesn't really have a much problem, which anyway there's nothing that you cannot handle it. You can definitely manage and you can definitely handle. But if you lose that particular mental faculty, then everything will become a little difficult. So you know how important these are. So whatever we've been talking to you about the mind and the mental faculties, sometimes people may think it is a separate mind. No, aspects of mind. Aspects of mind. So the mind is complicated, very complicated. It's much more complicated than sophisticated big machine. Even the human structure, the human body, the mechanical system within the human body is so sophisticated and so refined, and anything that we duplicate, reproduce, or whatever we do, so this, sort of a natural made human machine, and we can never make equals to that, as you know, so far. And there may be a time, and we may be able to, because people's knowledge, people's wisdom has no limit. Sky is the limit. So there will be tremendous improvement all the time. More the improvement we have, the know-how, we become that much sophisticated. That much. I think we may be able to reproduce almost the same as a human mechanism. Most exactly, almost. May be able to do it. But so far, we could not. So it shows how difficult, how sophisticated. Now talking about the mind, it's 100s and 1,000 times more sophisticated, more complicated than the physical mechanical system. Much more sophisticated, much more complicated, and also important, more important. Physical things can be replaced. Mind things are very difficult to replace. So it is the only time will heal. It is not just take out one mind and replace it by anything else, which we do physically. Even you take it out one organ, another organ, replace it and function. We do that, right? But mind, you can't do that. Mind is such a, and also it is so much interlinked. And when one of these things, something wrong, it affects everything else. Everything else. So it is even more, much more sophisticated, much more complicated than that of human physical mechanical system, the mind. And here when we are talking about 52 mental faculties functioning of the mind, We are talking about a little sort of drop of a drop of water out of the ocean, honestly, and that much we're talking about it. But yet it may be a drop, but it's a very important drop, and very important, and it makes a lot of difference for the individual life, our life, our focus, our concentration, our happiness, our joy make a huge difference. And that's why the mind is much more important than matter or even any physical. Particularly mental harmony, mental joy, happiness of the individual. Body sometimes contributes, affect the mind, joy as well as suffering. But the major focus is in the mind itself. Major activities are carried by mind. And this is something wonderful that we have it. Something even a multi-trillion dollars cannot buy. That is our wealth. That is our asset. That is our legacy. And we need to take care of it. We really need to take care of it. Individual as well as collective human beings and their future depends on it. And this is unfortunately that is not so many people pay much attention. But those of us who know something, we are very fortunate to be able to have it. Some kind of access on that. And we need to make best use of it. And I think that's what I like to say today.